Good afternoon. This is the old sock gamer back on Vulcan. Today we're going to do a program to automate this system, and I've got scratch notes that I'm going to use, and we'll see if I can get this to work. But first off, make sure everything is named. So we're going to, yeah, better name that. We'll name it oxygen. It's oxygen, ox, and water, but we'll just call it oxygen. This is going to be the ox, we're just going to put ox hold tank. I don't need gas. Ox is gas. Alright. And this is going to be the O2, yeah, we'll just call it O2 filter, that should be enough. And this is going to be the H2O filter, that should be enough. I did name this, right? Yeah. And this will be the water combuster. And water gas mixer is already done. And this is going to be the we'll call it the purge turbo pump. Okay, that should be everything I need. Don't be surprised if I have to name something else. Now we're going to edit our old program, and we're going to edit it by deleting it. Nothing is the same anymore. Very little is anyway. Oop, I could have left that. But I do want to rename this. And you remember I said it was going to be in 3 phases. So this is phase 1. And I'm going to come down here. Phase 2. And come down here. Phase 3. Alright. Now, I'm not going to need any of this stuff either. 1, 2, 3, 4. One thing I am going to have to do is isolate this. Where's my power into this section? And is it in multiple places? It probably is by the looks of it. That's the filters. Okay, so if I eliminate, well, that should be connected to that anyway. If I eliminate, wow, I got multiple inputs here. So I need that stuff, but I don't want anything past here. So let's cut this line and move it over here. And I did print up a bunch of cables just in case, but this shouldn't be too major of an adjustment. Now, so that'll be my main feed for this entire area. Okay, so I'm going to cut this. Bring power over here now. Okay. I know there are some people that don't like going through pipes. I think it's kind of a game necessity. I mean, you gotta make this as real as possible, but so you wrap it around the insulation of the pipe or something. I don't know. You're not really going through the pipe, you're going around the pipe, but the graphics have it going through the pipe. Now let's do a quick power check. Good. And I'm nervous leaving my computer laying around. That's running. Okay, so that should do the trick. The only place I got power coming in is right here, so boom. Now I have no power coming in over here. Correct. Alright, so let's run in and get a power controller. Sorry, I thought I had everything I needed, but it never works that way. Power controller and my large battery. Wow, that was easy. Alright. Now, if I put this right here, going the correct way, and I don't need the battery, but I like to put batteries in them. It's a quick place to... Now do I have power again? Oops, I don't want to do that right now. Nope. So I know that program's working because it turned on. Alright. So, the first thing I want to do, now that I got this isolated, and the reason I had to do that is because I'm short pins, so I have to define filters, and I have to do filter. I need the atmospheric filter. Uh-oh. Fine, we'll do it the hard way. What in the world? Atmos. This should not be that hard. That changes or something. Sheesh. Oh, filtration. Okay, so this is what I want. So I want to copy that number just by clicking it. Edit. And space. Control V. There we go. So I defined the filters. So that's a done deal. Then I got to put a couple lines in here, alias. So I'm going to need to talk to the combustor. And we'll make that B0. And alias, we'll say just gas mixer, because there should only be one now. B1. Alias. What's next? Tank? Okay, so yeah, we'll just call it, I don't know what to call it, we'll just call it tank. It has multiple purposes. Turbo pump, alias, turbo. D3, and one more, alias evaporator D4. So I actually had one slot, but I had two filters, so that's why I had to define them. Alright, so in phase 1, first thing we're going to do is we're going to save filters, save batch. Say batch filters on 1. save combuster. What did I spell that as? The whole thing, combuster on 1. Save gas mixer on 1. And then I'm going to load tank. Oops, load R0 tank URE. Oops, what's this URE? Oh, that changed my color vision. Yes, okay. Okay, so if the R0 10,000 phase 2. If not, go back to phase 1. Okay, so phase 2, or phase 1 is going to turn everything on and keep pressurizing the tank with water and oxygen the way it's working until I get to 10 megapascals. And then it's going to jump to phase 2. So phase 2. Now phase 2, I want to turn a bunch of stuff off to start with. So save batch, and I could just copy this probably, but filters on 0. So I'm turning off the filters. I should do this in a different order just to make sure there's no issue, so let's do it in reverse order. Save gas mixer on 0. That keeps it from pressurizing. If I turn it off last, it might build up pressure, probably not, but save combustor on 0. So turn the combustor off, and then I can turn the filters off. So I've turned all the phase 1 equipment off, so I'm no longer pumping in hot water and steam. So then I want to load tank, and I keep forgetting the R0. Of course somebody's mowing the lawn. There we go. Load R0 tank, and we want the temperature. If I can do that, we'll find out. I may have to put some kind of monitor on there, but there we go. We'll see if that works. I think you can get the temperature. I do have to hook the data of the tank up yet, though. If the temperature, and I have to get my calculator at this, less than R0 25C to K. 25C. 298. 298. Then phase 3. So, oops. And so this is going to keep looping jump phase 2. This is going to keep jumping through here. One more thing I have to turn on here that I missed. Save evap on. Well, it will be on up there in phase 1, won't it? Yeah, so let's turn it on in phase 1. Let's put it up here. Save evap on 1. Okay. Because that'll be running here to keep it semi-cool, and then this will be the final cooling, so I'll just keep it running. So this will keep cooling without adding more gas, until it gets down to 25C, and then it's going to jump to phase 3. And phase 3 is relatively easy. So then I'm going to save, I think I just did turbo, T-U-R-B-O, is that correct? Yeah, on 1. And I'm going to turn off the evaporator here, because I don't want it, when the evaporator runs and fills up with water, it warms the tank back up. So I'm going to turn the evap on. I'm going to turn that off. That's why I wanted to turn it on up here, because this phase is going to turn it off. Load tank pressure, and then if pressure is greater than, and we're going to do 0. I may increase that. See how long the turbo pump takes to get it to 0. It doesn't have to be 0, but if it's greater than 0, then I still want it to go back to phase 3. If not, wait, something's not right here. R0. I'm ahead of myself. R00, phase 3. Otherwise, jump phase 2. Phase 2. That should be it. So that's my 3 stages, and it was relatively easy to program. Now let's see if it actually works. Export. How does it turn on? What does it check for? Oh, it's going to start on phase 1. What's different about phase 1? So I'm thinking, yeah, it's just going to turn everything on. Sometimes when you do these things, you have to think about how they initialize when you create a bunch of loops. Alright, so let's do this. I heard a click. What clicked? So nothing should have clicked. Little preview. Nothing should have clicked. Look at that. Alright. So a couple of these might have been right. That could have been a problem if I didn't catch it in time. Combuster. Alright, so right there it is. So this should be pretty quick, because what am I stuck on? The stupid sensor. Gas mixer. Gas mix analyze. Analyzer pressure. That's not what I want. I just want to turn the gas mixer. Okay, do I not have that? That's not on a separate loop, no. Water gas mixer. I'm looking for water gas mixer. There it is. Okay, tank. That I have to wire.
Power low.
Yeah. Okay, so there's the data connection for this. It's probably buried. Is there a data connection for this? That is a good question. So I have to use a different kind of tank. Aha. Interesting. It should be empty, or very close to it. Got a little bit of oxygen in it. As long as it doesn't release it when I do this. I don't think it does. I gotta, well, yeah, I can do this first. Let's pull this and set this over here behind the wall in case the wind comes. These don't have any data ports, do they? Yeah, I can't do that. I have to but these only have gas. Haha, first hitch. Those only have gas. You know what I can do? I know what I can do. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Oh. I think I might have one here. Pipe analyzer. Haha. So I'm not really concerned too much with the water temperature, just the gas temperature. So we'll put a pipe analyzer on there. Instead of tank, I'll reference the pipe analyzer. And put that one back up there. Maybe do clippers. Now, how do I wire this? Straight through. Yep. Okay, turn that on. There we go, pressure and temperature. So instead of the tank, I'm going to do the, better name it. What am I doing? There we go. Tank pipe analyzer. And I should change that in the program, but tank pipe analyzer. There we go. And then turbo. Tank pipe purge pump. That's that. Evaporator. Do I have the data? I don't even know if I have the data hooked up on that. I do not. Never used it before. Okay, now I do. Evaporator. There we go, oxygen evaporator chamber. That's old. That's one of the things that with this game, it doesn't delete old tags. Alright. Did I put the tank back on there? I did. Alright. Let's see what happens. Now, when I turn that on, this should come on, that should come on, this come on, and that come on, and nothing else should come on. Let's see. I heard a bunch of clicks. There we go. Alright, so this should now be filling. I can turn this on too. That's going to turn that on. This will be on all the time, because I'll turn the evaporator off. Technically I could turn this off too, and I might need to, because this might overpressurize. It's interesting. I might have to add that in there. I don't want, well, it can't overpressurize because it should be draining out. We'll have to see how that goes there. Okay, so we're pressurizing. We got steam, some water, and oxygen. A very low amount of it. Interesting. But that should be all going into this tank here. Wow, we're getting a lot less oxygen all of a sudden. I wonder if that was from when I had this set different and it just all bled through. These are heavy filters, so they're still good. Yes, there was not much oxygen in here. When I had this set up before, I might actually have to up the oxygen a little bit. You want 2 volatiles for every oxygen, so I do need to crank the oxygen, which is input 1. Let's go wrong way, of course. I always go the wrong way. Let's go to 12 and see if that equalizes a little bit. Yeah, see, the volatiles is going down. The oxygen's staying the same, but the volatiles went down. So it should make it a little more efficient. Could probably go one more. Yep, the volatiles are going down again. I think that'll work. Okay, so I'm getting a lot better combustion. That's why I'm not getting as much oxygen. So phase 3 won't take very long. Alright, so there's that program. Seems to be doing what I asked it to do. This did come on, correct? Yeah. And it should be cooling it because it is nighttime. I did pick up my computer, yes. So this is going to run for a long time because I'm going to let it get to 10 megapascals before I do anything else. The other thing I have to think about is how I got to cool this tank down. And there is a possibility I may set up a whole number evaporator. I could, I'm not sure exactly how I would do it. I'd have to do it through a heat exchanger. Yeah, I'd have to do it through a heat exchanger. That's something for the next phase here, so there's going to be a phase 4 probably. Not in this program, but I'm just hoping when I did that I didn't mess up, when I cut wires I didn't mess up anything else. Seems okay. Yep, I'm still making ores like crazy. I haven't been selling my coal. There are 23 of them, so that's probably 5,000 or 6,000 credits right there. Alright, so I'm certainly not going to have you wait around until this gets to 10 megapascals. We are getting some oxygen. Oh no, that's water, I'm sorry. Wow, we have hardly any oxygen at all in here, so this is working a ton more efficient this round. It's almost 100%, 99.4% steam. Much more efficient. And I got 0.6 volatiles, 0.0. I might need one more tick of oxygen here. Oh no! I thought I was holding the C key. Okay, let's try that. Here we go. I got 0.004 and 0.4. You know what? One more. I'm not going to push it any further than that. 0.2, 0.22, 0.21. If that doesn't stabilize, I'll have to back it back up. Here we go. 1.7, 0.169, 168, 168. Here we go. That'll stabilize pretty soon, so that worked out pretty well. So that's even going to give me probably less oxygen. I'd only have 0.2 of a mole. That's pretty efficient. Unless the oxygen filter is not running, which it is. That's pretty good. Alright, so far that is running really well. I don't know. I actually have oh, my left mouse button is not, my right mouse button is acting up. I actually got a tractor pull I'm going to here in a couple hours. So I may pause this and see where we're at. I do want to do a quick tour, and I need a battery. Administrative. I have been working a little on this area. I am filtering. I got it down to like 0.5 carbon monoxide in here, and then I turned it off. But I am pulling the carbon monoxide out of this room and putting it in my greenhouse. I had to equalize the pressure because, which is going to put some oxygen back in here, not much, but a little, because this was getting under pressured. So I had to put a regulator in here. And how much oxygen do we have in here? Yeah, so I can do this again. This pulls the oxygen out of here. It should go down very slowly. There, 144. So I'm trying to become oxygen independent, let's put it that way. But I did manage to put that extra row. I have not fired up the Harveys yet. Why are these so unhappy? Because this is a little too long. I've been playing with this number. I bet you it's close to 50 something. Oh, it's pretty high yet. 69. I think I've got too much daylight. So let's fix that real quick. Import. Don't forget to import. Let's make this 60. That'll turn the grow lights off sooner. I think I'm getting a little too much light. That's why they're frowny faces. Because when this gets to 60 and they turn off, we can sit here and watch all the frowny faces turn into smiles. It'll take a couple seconds. Solar angle is what I'm looking at. Okay, so pretty quickly after that turns off, you'll start hearing a bunch of dings, if I'm looking at this correctly. Come on. Come on. Don't make a liar out of me. Maybe I need to get my plant analyzer and find out what's going on. Temperature okay in here? Oh, stupid thing. 30. It's a little warm, isn't it? That shouldn't be the issue though. Let me get my plant analyzer. That's kind of funny. It has to be pressure or temperature because the plant analyzer was fine before. Yes, I know I should get the other tablet. Nope, I hear them dinging now. So it was light. Yep, they're turning into smiley faces. I missed it. I should have just waited a little bit. Yep, that's what it was. It was the light. So now that they've been in darkness, they're all happy again. Good. But I haven't automated it. I did expand that one row that I talked about. So I added a bunch more plants. And I'm wondering how the oxygen is going down. And the pressure, I gotta what? So the pressure's okay. Oxygen went down 10 moles. I gotta automate this a little bit too. Like when the oxygen gets, well, when the pressure, see how the pressure goes down. So it's sucking out so much oxygen that this crazy regulator can't keep up, and I hate that, because I don't want to turn it up any further. But pulling air from over there and bringing it in here. But because it pulls out so fast, the pressure does go down. Now it's nothing dangerous, and the lower it goes, the faster this will work. But I don't like, it was in the 60s when I looked the last time when I turned it off. I don't like how it pulls the pressure down in here. Ah. I need to automate it. I have a lot of food. I planted more cocoa. It's growing pretty well. I'm thinking at this point, I don't know if I have a need for sage grass. I'm going to have to rethink that, because I don't need to make hydrogen. I could make fertilizer with it, but I don't need to make hydrogen. Alright, so let me do one quick check. And I threw some seeds in here because I had them in my inventory. So they'll probably blow back towards the door. Whee! Alrighty. Heat of the day here. So I'm gaining a little bit more oxygen in the heat of the day. Either that or this, I went overboard on this. I did. So let's go back to 14. It's going back down now. That's okay. Phase 3 will take care of that. So I'm at 1 megapascal. So I guess what I could do to test the rest of the phases is just test the rest of the phases by doing this. Import, edit. Oh no, I'm missing the 0. Export. I heard a bunch of clicks. That's a good thing. So everything should have shut off. Yep. Now this won't cool because it's not nighttime. So I'm now in phase 2, holding until it's cooled. It did get 2 megapascals. That fills up pretty quick. But so I think that's good enough. It seems to be working. I haven't tested phase 3, but phase 3 is easy, which shuts everything off and just turns this turbo pump on and pumps the oxygen into the tank, because the water will automatically, once it cools enough, will automatically go into the water tank. So I think that'll be it for today. I'll show a little bit more of this tomorrow and let you know how it worked, but that was a kind of a fun program to write, and I think it's going to work pretty well. Again, Navy Old Salt Gamer, you have a good day. Like and subscribe. Automating my H2 combuster to keep me set for water.